Hello and welcome to Sports Opinion, the weekly sports talk show on Channel 18. My name is Dirk Keller. This is Bob Boyd.
Hello.
Over there. It's Bud Supple. And for the last 25 years, it's always been Earl Murphy.
I think closer to 30.
You think it's closer to 30? I wouldn't doubt it.
Joe thought so too.
Was that right?
Yeah?
Well, however many years it's been, ladies and gentlemen, we need to let you know that this is our last weekly sports opinion. We're going through a lot of changes here at Public Access TV. Funding has been cut by Mediacom and by the state of Iowa, and they are no longer going to have the hours and the flexibility that we need to do our show. And on top of that, Bud and Bob are going away for the winter. They're going to be snowbirds.
That's
And
good.
I don't blame them one bit. It doesn't mean that this is our very last sports opinion, because we will come back from time to time and do special shows, because it's the longest running public access TV show ever in Iowa City's history. It's something I'm proud of. I've been a part of it
Sure.
for about 15 years.
Is that right?
About 15, maybe, about 15. I can't remember exactly when, if it was 99 or 2000 when I started. But you got this ball rolling with your son Joe Murphy a
And
long
Al
time
Grady.
ago, and Al Grady.
Yeah.
And we're going to reminisce
Yep.
a little bit about all that. But first we want to talk about something really special, and that was the Hawkeye football game, the Big Ten title game in Indianapolis last Saturday night. It was really something to behold. None of us went, right?
No, I didn't go.
I didn't think so.
Why not? Well, Murph, you wouldn't believe this, but my wife and I had scheduled
Oh,
a bus trip
That's right.
to Chicago with Hansher 3 months ago. And with, 25 other people. And so, lo and behold, here we were, Saturday night, Joffrey Ballet,
oh.
the Nutcracker, and guess what? At intermission, I left with about 5 other people. We walked around the corner about 2 blocks and went into a local sports bar, and I saw, I walked in there when it was 3-3, so I saw from early second quarter the rest of the game.
Very good.
We went in there and,
Very good.
it worked out.
One of the most exciting runs
Oh,
of
my.
all time was the pass to
Tavon Smith.
Oh, my.
85-yard pass.
that was beautiful.
And it was just
Oh.
electrifying. Let me tell you.
That place exploded, didn't it?
It was a thing of beauty. It was an NFL caliber throw.
Yes,
And Tavon Smith,
did a beautiful job.
he sure did. He sure did. And it exposed one of the weaknesses of Michigan State, which is their defensive backfield.
Yeah,
I wish we'd have done more of it.
yeah.
I agree.
I wish
Well,
our
we tried
offensive
two more,
line
two
would
more.
have
Tried
given
two
him more
more.
time.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
If
And-
Vandenberg hadn't been held on that pass interference, that might have been
That's
another
right.
one,
Bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Today
you
the
know,
press
and
citizen had
they did
a
that on purpose.
Oh,
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. He was
Sure.
beat.
And that rule has to be changed. And another rule that has to be changed, and you guys watch games all year long. You got some referees that blow the whistle right away.
yeah.
And you got other ones that leave them shove and push and everything before the play's over.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
The only way they got that touchdown was the 4 or 5 guys that shoved him in there, and the whistle should have been blown.
Well, he extended that arm. I mean,
I
it
know,
was
but he was
pretty-
shoved
before
that
that.
far.
Yeah.
We almost had him for a loss.
Well, another factor on that play, which nobody has talked much about, is number 73 for Michigan State, the offensive lineman, literally tackled Josie Jewell as he went after that
Yeah.
running back with the ball.
Oh, no kidding.
He tackled him from behind, grabbed him by both legs, and took him down.
Oh, my. And they missed that?
Nobody, they missed it. Another play I don't think has been talked a whole lot about is the interception. The Hawkeyes, late in the game, got the touchdown pass intercepted in the end zone. Fluke play, he had it in his hands, gets knocked out, falls on a defender who's laying on the ground, falls on his butt,
Yeah.
and another defender picks it up.
Yeah.
What they don't talk about is the helmet-to-helmet hit.
That's my wife talks about
Yeah.
that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Well, that was in the first half.
Okay, I'm probably mixing up the
It was in the
plays
second quarter when that happened.
I'm mixing
Yeah.
up, yeah,
No,
you're
I
right.
remember that.
Because we would have, if we'd have scored there, if we'd have caught that ball,
Yeah.
you know, we're ahead 13-3
Yeah.
at that point. We would be.
Well, even if one of our guys would have thought there was time for him to pick that ball up off that guy that was laying there. Because the guy that finally ended up getting
Yeah.
it, come back.
Oh, that was just,
When's the last time you ever saw an interception like that?
I never,
Never.
never.
no, that's what everybody says.
Fluke.
Just flukish.
And I thought to,
A
you know,
rear end.
yeah, a butt steal.
And that was a third down play, so
Well,
if
just
that
think
hadn't
of the
happened, the worst
games.
case scenario, we would have got another field goal.
Right,
The games that they won this
Oh.
year.
that's
That
right.
one, the one taking the ball away from the
Michigan.
Michigan guy, and,
Oh, boy, you're right.
But I also think back to the Iowa State game when our tight end grabbed a pass, was headed for the end zone, and fumbled it. And who was it, Hillier or Vandenberg?
Vandenberg recovered
Trail
it in the end
picked
zone.
it up and took it in for the score.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, those things do balance out over time. We had our fluke moments. I mean, you think about the
Oh.
59-yard field goal against Pitt.
That was a
If
miracle.
something doesn't go just right or just wrong on that play, we don't win.
Well,
but I
guys, the
didn't like
difference.
his,
Go ahead,
his
buddy.
statement when he said God was on our side.
Well, I hate that.
Well, the
I hate
I
difference
told Father
between,
Steve,
yeah,
I'm not coming to church anymore. God's not on my side.
the difference between a good season and a great season is what we're talking about.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
You
right.
have to have the luck, you have to have the breaks or make the breaks,
That's right.
and you have to be healthy. Now, if you have all three of those things, you're gonna have a great season.
And there's
We
another
had one.
thing.
Yeah, well-
Losing our star running back in
Oh.
the first quarter.
Ooh.
That hurt.
How many
Yeah.
total rushing yards did we get in that game?
You know, he
55?
was, he was
53.
falling on the back of his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was another fluke
Ooh.
deal.
Will he be back for the
We don't
Rose
know.
Bowl?
No
Sounds
word.
like it.
Does it?
I watched Kurt last night.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Good,
He says he's coming along good.
Yeah.
The guy asked him how he's coming. He said he's coming around good.
good.
Well, that really hurt, and that may be the biggest factor in the outcome of that game.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And that's not taking anything away from Michigan
But
State.
he was cutting, he always on that left side.
Yep.
And he might have thrown 3 or 4 times, and he gained 15, 16.
Yep. What could have been.
Oh, boy.
Another thing that I feel that something has to be done. Michigan State 3 different times pulled a fake injury.
They're good at that.
Oh, that one guy come back, that every guy, he didn't even go over to the
Wait, I
bench.
don't remember that part.
Oh, yeah. 3 times they had injuries, and the guys, all 3 of them come back in after the next play.
They've always done that.
I
They
know
have.
what they
Always
did.
They
done
have,
that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one thing I don't like about Michigan State. I don't like about
Well,
D'Antonio.
and they have to do something about
I-
it. Leave them out for a series.
I
of
think the
plays.
coach has a lot to do with it.
Leave them out for the
Oh, I
quarter.
do too.
Exactly, Murph.
They don't
yeah.
come back in for the quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Whoever fakes an injury, whoever gets injured.
I think the coaches get penalized.
Well, that'd be
Yeah, well,
nice.
that's
Give
what I
them
do
their half
too.
off.
Yeah,
Well, that one big guy, he was ready to come in right away.
that's something. I will give credit to Connor Cook, the Michigan State quarterback. He made one pass completion on that final drive, and it was a beauty. It was another NFL
Yeah.
caliber type pass. It
Yeah.
had to be thrown right where it was,
Right between
or
three
he
men.
doesn't catch it. And
Catcher
he
and
did
2
it
Iowa men.
right between 2 of them.
Well, he did 3rd and 15 and a 3rd and 9. I'm not
Yeah.
sure which one
Yeah.
that was, but you know, you think about that drive. Okay, 22 plays, 82 yards. That's averaging less than 4 yards per play. 5 third down conversions and 1 fourth down
Yeah.
conversion.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, you got to
But
give
the
him
whole
credit.
thing, we held him bad. I bet he has been sacked that many times this year.
And his pass completion percentage wasn't anything close to what C.J. Beathard's was.
No.
But I thought C.J. in many ways outplayed Connor Cook.
He was the best quarterback on the field.
I thought so. That
Yeah.
if
I agree.
that
I
pass.
thought maybe
Yeah.
the Michigan State quarterback was hurt.
Well,
I think he probably still is, Murph.
He didn't complete a lot of passes that I thought he
But
could have and
he
should
had
have.
he kept that same look on his face.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, his completion percentage for the year is like 57%. That's not that good. And I think
No,
Bethlehem
it's
is
not.
like 61. And that's okay.
Yeah,
But
it's not
that
great.
surprised me when I read 57%, 57 point something.
But what a heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We
Oh, what a
outplayed them.
Oh,
It was just that last series of downs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was a good old-fashioned Big Ten
Yeah.
championship battle. Two very similar teams, two heavyweights, slugging it out.
Right.
Not a lot of trickery.
one thing Iowa has improved this year,
Oh, big time.
big time.
And I
that's
came
right.
away very proud of the
Right.
Hawkeyes and the coaching staff. I understand, I've seen video that after the game, as they left the field, the Hawkeye fans all stuck around and gave them
Yeah.
a rousing
Yeah,
ovation.
they showed
Is that right?
Yeah.
How many people were there
42,000.
42,000 Iowa fans. That's incredible.
at the game?
Out of 66 or 7.
There was a flood of them outside the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically 2-1 for
Well,
Michigan State.
I know this. There was a guy from the Chamber of Commerce on yesterday. And he
Iowa
says
State
the
Chamber
first
of
time,
Commerce?
no, Indianapolis.
Okay.
Oh,
First time ever, the 5 taverns ran out of
they
beer.
ran out of beer. They weren't prepared.
That was Friday night, wasn't it? Friday
Right,
night, the night before the
right.
game.
Get
Yeah.
those Iowa fans back.
So the guy said, so the fans that were in there from Iowa started singing, "In heaven there is no beer."
In Indy, there is no beer.
That's
Why we drink it here. Ah, it's too bad. Well, it was a great experience. It was so devastating, the loss. It was a gut punch. It just took the wind out of my sails to see him reach that arm out after we all thought he was stopped.
Yeah,
That's what broke my heart.
yeah.
He had the ability to stretch that arm
Yeah.
across, and there was no doubt he scored.
Lucky he
I
didn't
agree.
have the ball knocked out of his.
Well, yeah,
I
but
mean,
everybody
that's
was
sticking that out
focused
there,
on his
you're taking
body.
your chances.
See, if I say anything, that's one thing that we don't do enough is go after the football.
Well, you know,
Even running down there, if we would have went and started knocking that ball out
What do you
of
mean
there.
we don't go after them?
Well, to knock the ball out of the runners,
strip them.
strip them.
We won all our games except that one.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's just, a lot of teams stripped us this year of the ball. Regina got stripped probably 7 times this year.
But they stripped a lot of their opponents too.
Yeah, I know.
But what a consolation prize the Hawkeye Nation had.
There's
huh?
a-
Well, let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. The next day, I woke up gloomy. And
Yeah.
the day was kind of gray and weepy, kind of rainy, misty. It was just, the weather was,
just
it
the
matched
opposite.
my mood. And so I took the kids to the Hawkeye women's basketball game against Robert Morris. And even there, I think the announced crowd was 3,400. There was just kind of a fog over the crowd. There wasn't
Yeah.
a lot of enthusiasm. The team came out and they didn't look like they were into it too much. They got behind 10-0
Whoa.
to an average Robert Morris team, a good but average Robert Morris team. And just after the second half started, and the Hawks had battled back, I think it was tied up at halftime, or maybe we were behind by a couple points, I can't remember, but we trailed the entire first half. Just after the second half started, they made the announcement that the Hawkeyes were going to the Rose Bowl. And
Whoa.
I'm telling you, my son and I looked at each other. My daughter does. She doesn't know what
It's the
that
best
means.
bowl you go to.
We just went nuts, and the whole place just erupted. I mean, everybody jumped. They didn't just rise to their feet. We jumped to our feet, and we cheered, and we kept cheering. And I'm telling you, I swear that the Hawkeye women's basketball team fed off that energy in the place. And they went on a run and just obliterated Robert Morris, beat him by 17 points.
Wow.
And it was very exciting, and like you said, consolation prize, as good as it gets. I felt a lot better about everything.
Oh,
You know, how do you guys feel about this? If, before that game, if you asked most Iowa fans, would you rather go to the Final Four? Or would you rather go to the Rose Bowl? We haven't been there in 25 years. What do you think most Iowa fans would say?
Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl.
But not if it meant losing. If it meant losing, then I would have said no. Go to
But you
the,
don't
You
know.
can't guess that.
right, and we knew the only way we could go to the Rose Bowl was to
But
lose.
the ones that we could really thank for that is that committee.
Barry Alvarez.
Barry Alvarez. and
Is on the
several.
committee.
But that Long come out, I mean, they really quiz Long. He says, you know,
Who's Long?
that's the chairman of it.
Chairman of that committee.
Yeah,
Okay.
the committee, he comes out and says, some wise guy was saying that he thought Ohio State should have jumped. He said, let me tell you something. That game was won in 3 seconds after they pushed that guy in. Otherwise, Iowa would have won. And let me tell you another thing that I thought of. If Iowa wouldn't have had a playoff, they would have been in it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was really behind us, but he says the whole committee felt this way.
Well, and Ohio State's sitting at home. They're not even playing for a championship, number one.
Right.
No,
And they're playing one less game.
Right.
that's right.
So
Which makes me question why Oklahoma
That's
is
what
in
I
the
was
Final
thinking it
Four.
shouldn't be.
I don't think they deserve it.
I
this
don't
is
think
one
so
of the
either
things-
No.
because.
Hey, Josh, Joshua, can you grab Bob a glass of water, please?
Yeah, excuse me, yeah. You're right. That Big 12 needs to figure out how to play a
They
championship.
shouldn't ever be.
They got rewarded for not having a championship.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
And
this is what this guy's talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, nonetheless, it's been. Let's just take a look back at the season. What a fun
Yeah.
ride it's been. It's not been any kind of a
yeah.
roller coaster. It has
From
just
eight to
been
game
fun.
That's when everybody started getting with it.
It's just been amazing.
We were winning all the time.
Boy, it's been fun.
And it's kind of fitting that we're going out with sports opinion after such a wonderful year, an unblemished regular season, undefeated, 12-0. First time a Hawkeye team has ever won 12 games. The first time since 1922 that they've finished undefeated in the regular season.
But that was 7-0.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's not even close.
But tell me
But-
this, when's the last time we've had an All-American?
We have one now, Desmond
I
King,
know
his
it, but
first
when
team.
was the last?
Was Sean
Football?
Green?
Sean Green,
Sean
maybe?
Green. I think he was All-American.
You do?
Yeah, pretty sure.
But it was second or third.
But
team.
heck, wasn't
I mean first team All-American.
well, haven't wasn't our last couple of offensive linemen have been
Yeah,
first teamers.
Were they?
Brandon Shreve and
But
I
get
think
the drink.
was
Yeah.
Malaga.
Oh,
Balaga, I
Right, he's
believe.
right behind
And,
that.
He's
Okay.
coming. No, he's coming. Go ahead, Bud.
Yeah.
Grab that, please, Bud.
there we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me have that.
One of the
Bob,
flowers.
hold out your hand. We got a big old
Oh,
glass of
thank you,
water.
Josh.
You hold on to that.
But you just poured somebody.
Water the flower.
It's
We're
just
having
been a wonderful year and a great way for us to go out on top, so to speak, with sports opinion. We've been covering the Hawkeyes here for you, for us, for over 25 years. It's been so long we don't even know. We've
If you
lost
want to give us
track.
all a buck a piece, that
Yeah.
well, it's 25, it's 27, 28, we're not sure.
We're not sure, but it's been a lot of fun.
Murph's been here for every one of them.
Yeah.
And Buddy, how long have you been on Sports Opinion?
Well, Al Grady and Bomber was here when you asked me. I moved in the shop on Clinton Street, and Murph and myself would talk every day about ball games. And
Yeah.
they asked me one time, so I don't know exactly what.
How about you, Bob?
Well,
we were having a beer at the
Fitzpatrick's.
St. Patrick's.
Fitzpatrick.
That was
Fitzpatrick.
after I came on though, Murph.
What?
We did have a beer at Fitzpatrick's.
Yeah.
But that was after I was on the show a while.
Is that right?
I'm thinking
thought-
like 1998, maybe 17 years, something like that.
And you?
I think when John Bomber retired,
Yeah.
I think that's when I came on, right, Murph?
That could be. I don't know.
But maybe not, because John, now that I think about it, John was on the show with us for a while there
Yes.
too. But anyway,
He'd come back sometimes.
yeah.
Yes, we had him on a
Yeah.
few weeks ago.
He was good too,
Oh, he's very
Oh, yeah.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He really is.
especially on City High.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I
Expert
mean,
on City High.
as he should be, and that's one of his
Yeah.
strengths. But he's also a big time Hawk fan, and everybody that's been on here has been a big time Hawk fan. Whether it's John Balmer or any of us here. How about
I don't think Bud
Tommy
Supple-
Brandt?
Tommy Brandt was on here originally.
Bud Supple, does he understand the game?
I think he understands more
Oh, yeah.
than you give him credit for. I mean, Bud Supple here has been a guy that went to all these games, home and away,
Forever.
forever. And, I meant to ask, anybody here going to the Rose Bowl?
No, I'm not.
Bud,
No, but I bought tickets for my daughter.
you already got tickets?
Yeah,
much
How'd
those
you get them
cost?
already?
100 and,
Well, you don't have the ticket.
No,
You
I
made
don't
the
have the
commitment.
ticket.
Yeah.
Through the university?
yeah, to my giving. I could have
Yeah.
got 4.
I applied for 4, but they haven't told us yet until next week whether we got them or not.
Well, they've told me I got them.
Oh,
I'm
that's
getting
good.
some
You
tickets
deserve
for
it.
other people.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm not going. But,
But is it wild?
oh my
The
gosh.
guy on ESPN yesterday says,
What?
listen, if
What-
they got
Demand for
42,000
tickets.
people at that Indianapolis,
Yeah.
I'm betting you right now they'll have 60,000 fans there.
If anybody's got a ticket for that game, they're bragging.
Yeah.
They go around and,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
right.
2 tickets.
Well, you know.
And I
correct me
heard
if-
that, excuse me, Bob, but anyhow, I heard that 2 tickets get, they're selling for $5,000.
That's,
Those are pretty
no,
good
that's
seats
on
then.
that.
Well, the same tickets that they're selling at the athletic department at the University of Hawaii, you have two choices, $150 ticket
Right.
or a $185
Right.
ticket.
And they're going,
Now they're going, what, the cheapest on the secondary market is like $500 and up. Same
That's
ticket.
crazy.
You know,
yeah, but I
mean,
heard that.
And
No,
$1,000,
you're right.
$5,000, I mean, it's crazy.
And the press box, now get this, if you want the press box, you're delivered out there, $40,000.
Nothing to me is worth that much.
No.
No, I agree.
Now, and I don't know
But
if
somebody
anyone's
has the
buying
money,
these.
Yeah.
that's $40,000.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I want to be there.
Well, to somebody like, you know, that, nobody that we know, but that's pocket change to some people probably.
Yeah.
You know, but now, it says the capacity of the Rose Bowl is 92,500 and something.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I thought it was 100 and,
Yeah,
I thought it was over 100.
it is over
Yeah, it
100.
was at one
No,
time.
but they've been,
Now, at one time, because I'm wondering, have they put in boxes and all that stuff that
Don't know.
could change that?
Oh, no.
92.5 is what I heard today.
that's what I read.
Really?
Okay, so they have made some changes, or that was a misprint, I don't know which.
Yeah, because I just heard yesterday it was 101,000.
I was going to say
Okay, that's what, well, it
101.
used to be, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
where do they get the 92,000?
I don't know. Maybe,
Well, if they remodeled it and took some.
Yeah, they
seats
That's
might
what
have.
I'm thinking, see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out moving forward, but
But
I
then
wonder
Mark
if they-
Jennings said last night
Yeah, I heard him.
that they got 4,500, I think, more tickets coming. And then he's contacted all the Big Ten teams to see if he can, then his last one is,
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, they each get $200,
Yeah.
200, but who's from Rutgers gonna come if they don't have a relation?
Right.
Well,
Then
yeah.
he says, then we're trying,
That East Coast is.
Stanford.
team
off,
we're
I-
playing.
they're trying
Stanford.
too.
Stanford
Yeah.
never sells all their tickets, so I called them right away.
this is the third time they've been there in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
And they don't have far to go,
No,
relatively speaking.
no. But he said
They
that.
they coast downhill.
Yeah, yeah. Just put it in neutral.
But I believe that somehow, some way, I would not be surprised if there are 50,000 Iowa fans there.
That would surprise me. We have 22,000 tickets allotted to the school. And even if they came up with another 5, 6, 7,000, 30,000 would be the,
That's a no-brainer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then people get them on the secondary market.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Boy, I'll tell you, there's gonna be a lot of counterfeit tickets.
Oh, that's what scares me too.
Out of what?
Counterfeit tickets.
Oh, yes. that's-
That would be, oh boy.
It's terrible.
That would
See,
cause a
another
problem.
thing, the way that Rose Bowl's handling tickets is altogether different for this year than they ever done it.
Oh, really?
They put them on sale the 1st of July,
Right.
and they sold something, they didn't sell that many, but they sold something like 10,000 tickets then.
Well, the people that,
Yeah, right.
the
Yeah.
prognosticators who bought them,
Right.
They're scalping.
they're gonna
And
have a heyday with
Don't
Iowa
you think
fans.
there's a lot of them would buy them ahead of time just for that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ticket scalpers, that's how they make their living.
Yeah.
They don't work real jobs. They,
Yeah.
they do that.
Well, it's gonna be quite a day, January 1st. That's,
25 years since the Hawkeyes last went to the Rose Bowl.
That's
It doesn't
right.
seem like it.
Oh, it does to me.
No, it doesn't to me either.
It does. It seems like
Oh.
forever.
We played 3 Rose Bowls
Didn't look good in any of
With
them.
Hayden.
with Hayden.
Yeah.
Never.
Lost them all.
We're never competitive in one of
Yeah,
those
that one was-
Hayden Fry Rose Bowls.
The tailback.
Right.
Ronnie Harmon.
Harmon, 1986.
I was
Yeah.
looking at that one.
4 fumbles.
Not
Murph.
86, was it 82?
85 season. First one was 81 season,
You're right.
82 Rose Bowl. We got
You're
beat
right.
28-0.
Washington. I was there. I attended that one.
And then the next one
That
was
was
what Murph's
miserable.
talking about, the
The UCLA game.
Ronnie Harmon fumble day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we were we had a good team.
very good team.
That was Chuck Long's team.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the year that, the only reason I got to go to them is FTD.
Mm-hmm.
But I took Bob Oldest and we had about 10 people on it. And we get back and we were gloom, and then we get on the elevator, looked up, there's Bob Oldest. But Bob had his boy downstairs. So we asked Bob Hope if he'd come down and sign autographs.
Oh, not Bob Oldest, Bob Hope.
Bob
Bob
Hope,
Hope.
yeah.
Bob Hope come down and sign his autograph and everything. He was the happiest kid there was in the world.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
You know,
Well,
my daughter sort of fell for what was his name? Phil,
Phil Blacher?
no, oldest.
Bob,
Oh,
Bob had 2 boys.
yeah,
Yes.
Bob and,
One was the
Bobby was one of them.
yeah, Bob was the oldest one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
the other one.
Jay,
That sounds right?
yeah, Jay, I
Anyhow,
think.
they had him, and Mike and Jay and her, Mary Sue were just they couldn't separate. They just were real friends. And Mary Sue would pull him in the wheelchair or the
sweet.
wagon, and we had a conversation with her, and she said, "Well, I really like him," and I said, "We just,
Yeah.
we sort of, but they liked each other, and
See, you lived right around the corner from her.
yeah, he
So
But
lived
I'll
right
tell you
family,
one thing,
yeah.
Bob Oldest thought the world of you too.
Yeah,
And Phil Oldest, his brother lived up there too,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Oh,
sure.
but,
That was the next door neighbor.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but
well, the Rose Bowl memories are all rushing back. It's hard to
Yeah.
describe to somebody who's not from Iowa how important the Rose Bowl is to this community, to this school, to this state.
Big
It's a
Ten.
big deal.
And
It's
we-
the granddaddy of them all for a reason.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's really something
and
special.
we have a nice building for all the football players or pledged to come to Iowa.
Yep.
But
So,
that's a beautiful building.
It's like I said, it's a nice consolation prize
It
for
sure
losing the Big Ten title. Nothing else besides the Rose Bowl would have made us all feel this way.
Well, and how about our quarterback? He was there as a 14-year-old in the Rose Bowl, right? C.J. Beathard.
His
and
uncle?
always dreamed to play there, and here he is.
His uncle played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pete.
And I
He
think he's
bet.
the best quarterback I've seen.
Well, he's a good one.
I agree
He's a
with
gamer.
him. I agree with him.
We're going to have to keep moving this show along because we're going to make our bowl predictions, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our favorite memories of doing sports opinion over the last 25 years. First, though, I want to mention that the Iowa men's basketball team lost in all this. The Iowa men's basketball team beat Florida State last
Yeah.
week in
Yeah.
the Big Ten ACC Challenge in overtime. Tough game. Very athletic Florida State team. I don't know if they'll see a team as athletic. They had 4 7-footers on
Yeah,
that team.
4 7-footers.
And the Hawks just persevered. It was really a thing of beauty to watch. And
Well, that went overtime, right?
yes,
it did.
overtime.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 6:30. The Hawkeyes travel to Iowa State for the annual bragging rights game. I think, what is Iowa State ranked? Third, fourth?
They are ranked second in one poll and fourth in the other
Yeah.
poll. So,
Yeah.
and they're
And
7
good.
and
I
0.
watched them.
Oh, they're good. They're really good. I don't
Yeah,
expect
they're
the Hawks to win, but I do expect a really good well-played game by both teams.
That's a hard place to win. Hilton Coliseum
No,
is one of the best basketball atmospheres I've been in over
Yeah.
the years.
I've never been there for a basketball.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their fans get after it,
They
and
do.
they're going to get after the Hawkeyes
Yeah.
tomorrow night. It will not be friendly. This is
No.
a very good and Iowa State team. It's going to be the
Say,
last powerful one they have.
The guy from Regina that went, he's from Jefferson City, right? Went to Wisconsin.
Bohannon.
Bohannon?
No, the guy that,
Oh.
he had 20.
Oh, you're talking about Utah.
Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came around.
Oh, he was hot the other night.
I say if
last
they
game.
play the way they did against Western Illinois, now you have to remember, Western Illinois beat Wisconsin on their home court.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
That's
did.
true.
And if they play that way, they got a chance.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a great idea for any Hawkeye fans listening that are going to Hilton Coliseum. If they could get you in one section, like behind the Iowa bench, if we start getting harassed by the crowd, which we will and booed, they just need to turn around and face the crowd and go, Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl.
You know what they ought to do is put
That'll
little
shut 'em up.
roses on the Hawkeye men's basketball team jerseys. Little roses.
Yeah.
I got those.
There you go.
buttons.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I still got it.
I've got all my Rose Bowl buttons. Everything.
Speaking of Rose Bowl, I
Yeah.
got orders for 18 people from the Rose Bowl committee.
For what?
To different people in town, like the coach and athletic director, the
Oh.
president.
Oh, okay.
Nice
And the
touch.
sign, we're waiting for you to get out here.
Nice touch.
So send them roses, buddy?
Yeah, they sent them, I didn't send them.
When do they
Well,
go
yeah,
out,
I know,
the team?
I don't know yet, I didn't hear.
I bet they go out there either Christmas Day or the day before.
About 25th?
24th. I think they go out the day before.
That's it.
At least the
Yeah.
day before.
Yeah.
I know they
I-
usually do, when they go to the
you're
Rose
right.
Bowl or a New Year's Day Bowl, they go the day before Christmas so they can get there, get settled, they have a Christmas meal together,
Yeah.
and then they start practice.
You know, we had Jimmy Rogers was out to the Rose Bowl. He had his son played quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And
Matt
he-
Rogers,
And he just, Jimmy just got fired by
the Celtics.
Celtics.
Yeah.
And we went out Friday to see the Rose Bowl. And there was Jimmy and his wife. And I yelled, Jimmy, Jimmy. And he turned around, he said, hey, Murph. And he came up, and I said, and the guy I was staying with said, I got, you can order, be at our house tonight about 6 o'clock. We were staying with him anyhow. And you can buy, or if you see anybody, you can order, you can have two tickets. to
To the Rose Bowl?
No, to the party before the Rose Bowl.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And I said, Jimmy, I said, and his wife were there, and can you go to a party tonight? I said, he said, yeah. He said, we got everything. We got all that television tape on and everything. And yeah, I said, follow me out. And he came with me, and his wife was the head of the party. She tells
Oh, yeah?
her life now has changed. Jimmy she said, "What's on for tonight?" And she was, "What's on for today?" And she had plans to eat with all the girls, and he was every day he would. And
He had everything figured out for him.
and she had a watch like I got, and Jimmy was, everybody saw his watch, and I had one. I didn't. I sort of put it in my, I said, you got a beautiful watch, and Jimmy said, yeah, my son gave it to me, Matt. Oh, it was
That's
a
neat.
great party. Big
Well, Hawkeye women are going to play Iowa State on Friday night.
yeah, they can beat.
Yeah. That game, let me back up. The men's game at Iowa State is going to be on ESPN2 tomorrow night at 6:30.
Okay.
The women's game is Friday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on the Cyclone TV network. So some of you get it, some of you don't. I think you have to have MediaCom to get it. I don't know if you have to have the sports package.
Yes, you do. I got it.
You do.
Isn't it like $7.98
Yeah,
or
it's-
$7.99
The only
Yeah.
reason I got it
for that
is
channel?
because I wanted ESPN 3.
Ah,
So then that was thrown in with it. I never
ESPN
watched
U.
it. You, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
Three's
don't,
computer.
Ever watch it. So I click it on.
After the Iowa State games, for both the men and women, they're going to have an extended break for finals. And then they'll have a couple more games against some also-rans. And then Big Ten season starts December 29th with Michigan State here. I forget who the women have, but Big Ten season starts real quick. It's always before New Year's Day now.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, the Iowa wrestlers beat South Dakota State 28-15 last week, and will host Rutgers tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
And they're pretty good, aren't they?
Who? Rutgers wrestling? No.
I
No.
don't know.
In fact, in all honesty,
Is
I think
Rutgers good at anything?
Oh, yeah.
women's basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think South Dakota State's better than Rutgers. I think that the Hawkeyes will whitewash them.
You do?
I do.
thought they were pretty good.
Rutgers?
Yeah.
No. No.
Well, good.
No TV for that one, but KXIC will have it. I
Yeah.
believe.
When did you say that was?
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, that leads us to our bowl picks. And we're not
Yes.
going to start with all the bowl games,
Let's
but
do the big ones.
we're going to look at the games that start after Christmas Day. And that begins with December 26th, the Foster Farms Bowl.
Jeez.
Oh, boy.
Sat out on the
Oh,
farm.
man.
That is in Santa Clara, California, UCLA versus Nebraska. I'm going to jump right out here and say UCLA is going to smoke them.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with Nebraska.
Are you, Bob? Or Earl, what do you think? UCLA, Nebraska?
I'll take UCLA.
Yeah, the game's in California.
I always
know,
wanted to
but
see
I'll still
Nebraska
take-
lose.
Yeah,
no matter who
same
they
here.
play.
I do too, but they,
Next,
they were a team that lost some pretty close games all year long.
we have the always popular Heart of Dallas Bowl. Also on December 26th, and believe it or not, it's in Dallas, Texas.
That's hard to believe.
It will feature Washington versus Southern Miss. I'm going to say Southern Miss. Too close to home. I don't think the Huskies travel well. What do you
I'll
think?
go with Washington.
All right,
I'm going with Washington.
me too. Earl,
Okay.
Washington. All right. Also on December 26th, the Independence Bowl, Shreveport, Louisiana, Virginia Tech versus Tulsa. Now this is going to be Frank Beamer's last game. He's the
Yeah.
dean of college coaches.
And he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Virginia Tech versus Tulsa in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
I will too.
Same here.
All right.
Next, we have the Pinstripe Bowl on December 26th. A lot of games the day after Christmas. Indiana versus
why?
Duke.
You know why?
Why?
It's a Saturday.
Huh? Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Indiana.
Indiana versus Duke in
Yep.
the Bronx, in Yankee Stadium. You got who? Indiana? Bob? Okay. Bud?
I'm gonna have to go with Duke.
Earl?
Indiana.
I got Duke on this one. I don't think their fans don't travel well to the home games, let alone the away games.
Indiana can score a lot of points, right?
I think Duke is, they can score a lot. They've got good offense, but they
Well,
haven't
Duke
got
can
much.
too.
Yeah, Duke is a good team.
Yeah.
They're better this year than they have been.
Oh, yeah.
Also on December 26th in St. Petersburg, it is the St. Petersburg Bowl.
Awesome.
What a great name. This will feature Connecticut versus Marshall. Who cares?
I'll take Connecticut.
Will you?
Me too, because that's where Bobby Diaco coaches, isn't it?
Oh, I guess I care a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll pull for Connecticut in that game.
All right.
Who's the other team?
Marshall.
I'll take Marshall.
What's Marshall's nickname? The Thundering Herd?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be mad.
And then also on December 26th, the last game of the day. No, there's one more. The Sun Bowl.
Sun Bowl?
In El Paso, Texas, Miami versus Washington State. Miami, who fired their coach,
Washington State for me.
versus Washington State.
Yeah, I take Washington
I'll
State.
take Miami.
Will you?
Yeah, they're coming along now.
Well, I'm going to take Washington State.
Yeah, where's that place?
Okay.
It's in El Paso. I think that Miami's a team. I think they got a losing record. I think they're
They
one
do.
of them.
Miami or Washington State?
Miami.
Yeah,
Washington State was pretty good.
yeah.
The Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit, Michigan,
Oh, boy.
on December 28th.
Minnesota.
Central Michigan Chippewas versus Minnesota.
I'll take Minnesota.
I'll take the Chippewas.
Minnesota.
It's in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's versus the Chippewas. I'm taking the Chippewas.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Isn't that the
I
old
think
Pizza Bowl in, one in
Yes,
Detroit?
yeah. I
Domino's
think,
Pizza.
I think Minnesota's in disarray. They've let go
Yeah.
a couple of their
Well, then I think-
coordinators.
What are we doing then? We don't have another show, do we?
We're just doing it for fun.
Okay.
We like
Yeah.
this stuff, that's why.
I think they won the
Central Michigan?
won the conference.
Are they the MAC?
Yeah,
No, I
the
think
MAC.
Toledo.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they got two in then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Whose team is this?
Central
It's the
Michigan.
MAC conference.
Yeah.
That's the team that beat us out of a bowl, isn't it?
Yeah. One year they did.
Western
Yeah.
Michigan.
No. Was it Western?
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
Bob's right. Okay, next we have the Military Bowl in Annapolis, Maryland, featuring Navy, home game, versus Pittsburgh. We know all about them.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
Oh, not me.
I think I will too.
I'm taking Navy. They're an awesome team. And Navy and Army play this Saturday, by the way.
I'll try Navy.
Yeah, I'm going to take Navy there. Next, we have the Armed Forces Bowl. That will be played in Fort Worth, Texas. Air Force versus California. The Cal Bears, the Golden Bears. In Fort Worth, Texas, Air Force versus Cal.
I'll go with the Golden Bears.
I think I have to go with the Golden
California.
Yeah, California.
I'm going to go with the Air Force here.
Okay.
Bears. Were
We'll
you
see.
in the Air Force?
No. No. Next up, the Russell Athletic Bowl in Orlando, Florida. North Carolina versus Baylor.
I like North Carolina.
I
like
think I'm
Baylor.
going to take North Carolina.
Baylor kind of fell apart there
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
game when they needed to win. They couldn't.
Well, I'll take Baylor.
You got Baylor? I don't know who to go with here. North Carolina gave Clemson a decent game, but they ended up losing. I think they're a good team. I think Baylor's a very good team. I'm going to probably go with Baylor.
They've lost a lot of players.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Texas Bowl in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Texas Tech versus LSU.
I take LSU.
Yeah, me too, LSU.
LSU. I'm going to go with the home team. I think that means something in bowl games when you play close to home.
Who's that?
Texas Tech. I think they're a good team. I think both of these teams are very good.
Yes.
Since they renewed that guy's contract, I think
Les Miles
Yeah.
for LSU, yeah.
they're going to really
Okay.
go for it.
The last game on December 29th is the Arizona Bowl. And that will feature, it's in Tucson, and will feature Nevada versus Colorado State. Don't know, don't care.
Colorado State.
Bud?
Nevada.
Earl?
Nevada.
I don't care.
Yeah, really.
down there.
I don't care about a lot of these games.
The first game on December 30th is the Belk Bowl.
Belk Bowl.
Belk, B-E-L-K, played in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep.
And that will feature Mississippi State versus North Carolina State. The Belk Bowl in Charlotte, Mississippi
good game.
State versus NC State.
Good game.
Yeah, two good
Mississippi
teams.
State for me.
Bob or Bud?
I'm going to take North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina here.
State.
State, yeah.
Oh,
The next game on the 30th is the Birmingham Bowl, surprisingly played in Birmingham, Alabama. And this will feature Memphis versus Auburn. Memphis is a good team this year.
Memphis.
I'll take,
I don't like Auburn.
go ahead.
I'm gonna go Auburn.
Are you?
Yeah, I am too.
I'm taking Memphis. I think
Okay.
Auburn had a down year and Memphis had an up year for them.
Yeah.
And it's played right across the border in Birmingham.
Right.
Okay, then the next game on the 30th is the Holiday Bowl, and we know that's in San Diego, California. That is Wisconsin versus Southern Cal.
Ooh, that'll be a pretty good matchup there.
Interesting
Good
matchup.
lineups, especially in the.
I'll go Wisconsin, Big Ten.
Wisconsin.
I'll take it.
Southern Cal.
Southern Cal.
Yep, that's who I'm taking. Not for any particular reason. I just don't think Wisconsin's that strong
Good
this
place
year.
to go to a bowl,
What
San
did
Diego.
Southern Cal do with,
They lost the championship game to Stanford.
yeah, but wasn't it close?
Not really.
It wasn't.
And their record is 8-5
Yeah.
as a result.
Yeah.
Did they have trouble with the coach or something?
Yeah.
They fired the
Yeah,
coach
okay.
Yeah.
after the second game. Or,
Boy, a lot of coaches got fired.
Yes,
oh
sir.
boy, yeah.
Somebody started a trend.
We've got the Music City Bowl coming up in Nashville. Louisville versus Texas A&M. Music City Bowl in
I'll take
Nashville.
Louisville.
I think I'll have to go to Louisville because they like those Western songs.
Texas A&M.
I'm going to take
Do a
Louisville.
little line dancing in Nashville.
Louisville's got a good team this year, but so does Texas A&M. I think this is going to be a real good game.
Okay.
The Peach Bowl is on New Year's Eve, the first game on New Year's Eve in Atlanta. Houston versus Florida State.
Houston.
Bud?
I'm gonna go Florida State.
All right.
I'll take Florida State.
I'm going to take Florida State, too. I thought Houston looked weak in their last game. Okay, New Year's Eve, the Cotton Bowl. This is part of the championship series. Alabama versus Michigan State.
Michigan State's gonna kick them.
Alabama.
I'll go with Alabama too.
I'm going with Alabama, too.
Oh, you guys
I
are
think-
all
And
right.
just think, there's one thing to think about on that.
Oh,
Michigan State would be back home when we're getting ready for the Rose Bowl.
yeah. That's right. I think Michigan State's got a lot of holes in their game, and I still think that quarterback's hurt. He's going to have 3 weeks to get
I think
healthy.
so.
Yeah.
But
But
Alabama,
Alabama's one-dimensional, guys.
They are.
They shut down Henry in that running game. Game over.
that could be.
I don't think they'll shut them down.
I don't
No,
either.
I'm like Murph, I don't
Yeah.
think they'll shut him down.
Now, they did shut down the top 2 running attacks in the country in Ohio State and who? Who was the other one they shut down?
Well, they shut us down.
They
running,
shut us
too.
down pretty
Yeah, but
well.
ours got hurt.
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
true.
I really feel ours got hurt. I think he would have broke one of those.
That could have
Boy,
happened.
that was that.
You're right.
He would have broken
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to pull for Michigan State,
Well, the Big
which is
Ten.
hard for me to do. I don't care about that.
You don't care about pulling for the Big Ten?
Nope. I have
I
come
do.
to despise everybody in the Big Ten more or less. Haven't learned to hate Rutgers or Maryland yet, but you know what they say: familiarity breeds contempt.
I don't even like the name Rutgers.
Yeah. I don't like the name D'Antonio.
Are they in a bowl, Rutgers?
Who is there?
No.
No, Rutgers is at home.
Is Ronnie still the president of Rutgers? Didn't he go out there?
No.
No.
We're going to have to keep moving, guys. We're going to run out of time here. Orange Bowl, Clemson versus Oklahoma. Undefeated #1, Clemson versus #4, 1-loss, Oklahoma. who-
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
I think so, too. Yeah, I think
I'd
so,
love to
too.
see that.
I haven't seen Clemson play enough to feel confident in picking them.
Yeah.
But that's another one that stayed on top all year long.
They did. They did.
Clemson beat them badly in the bowl game last year. Beat Oklahoma like 40-10.
Is that
Did
right?
They really? I didn't know that.
We got 10 minutes to go. Thank
Okay.
you, Josh. Fiesta Bowl, the first New Year's Day bowl game. The Fiesta Bowl featuring Notre Dame and Ohio State.
I'll take Ohio State.
Ohio State.
State.
All the way. I think that's going to be a beatdown.
That'll be a good, no, I don't know. I think that'll be a good game.
I don't know. We'll see.
It depends whose side God's on.
Now here's going to be an interesting game. The Outback Bowl on New Year's Day will feature Northwestern versus Tennessee. We remember what Tennessee did with their speed against us last year. I think Northwestern is a similar team. They're not flashy. They're not fast. They're not full of 4- and
They got
5-star
beat
athletes.
30 points by
Yeah.
Iowa Northwestern.
But
So-
you have to remember, they lost a lot of players from last year.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh,
had
they didn't.
primarily freshman.
They
sophomore.
were very young,
Record
very
there, They
young.
lost a lot of games.
They
Tennessee,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, they lost
Yeah.
more than I.
They were 6
Thought.
and 6 when we played them. They killed us with their speed.
Yeah.
I'm taking
That's
Tennessee.
last year. I'm not,
Got Northwestern.
yeah.
Watch
Earl?
those Tennessee guys run right past those
I hate to take
Northwestern
it,
backs.
but I'm going with Northwestern.
I'm gonna pick Tennessee because, like Bob said, I think they'll run right past them. Citrus Bowl, January 1st in Orlando, Michigan versus Florida.
Michigan.
Is Rudock healthy?
I don't know. I
I
don't
haven't
know.
said yet.
I haven't heard either. Who you got, bud?
I'm gonna take, who's the other team?
Florida.
Florida, I'll take Florida.
I'll take Michigan.
I'm picking Florida because it's in Florida,
Yeah.
and they're good.
Well, and then I think that quarterback, if he is back, he's not gonna play good.
Yeah, we'll see. Next up, the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, Stanford versus Iowa.
That's easy.
Who you got?
Iowa.
I don't even have to ask these two guys.
No, you don't have to ask any of it.
I don't know who's going to win. I think it's going to be a close game.
It'll
We're
be
going
a
up
good
against
game,
a potential Heisman Trophy winner. One thing I know about Stanford, they are weak against the run.
Right.
And
Oh,
I
they
think,
are?
Yeah, they don't do well with the run
Their line must
defense.
be weak.
Yeah, we'll
And
see.
then that quarterback, I know he's good,
He's good.
but he's still not interceptions.
Yeah. I think the run game's going to be the difference. We'll see.
I'm
I'm
against
picking
Bull-
Iowa.
Bull-
We need King to
Yeah,
get
the
one
Bowlesby Bowl.
Both people.
more. We need King to get one more interception. in
That'd be
that Rose
nice.
Bowl.
I think he
The
will.
final game on New Year's Day is in New Orleans. It's the Sugar Bowl, and it will feature Okie State versus Ole Miss. Good game. Okie State versus Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
In New Orleans.
I'm gonna take Okie.
Okie State.
Oklahoma.
I will too.
I'm going to take Ole Miss because it's close to home, and I don't think Okie State travels well.
Well, but they're gonna win one game, that's the game they'll win.
Might be.
That's all they travel well.
First game on
It's right across the
January
river.
2nd, the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. Oregon versus TCU. This is the down Oregon team this year.
TCU.
If you say it's a down year for.
For Oregon.
Yeah, they're only 9-3 or something.
I'll take
Yeah,
them.
right. that's
You got
what
Oregon?
I thought.
Sure.
You got Oregon?
Oregon, yeah.
I'm taking TCU.
Remember, that's out on the
It's a game in Texas.
Yeah.
west coast.
Texas.
How do we settle this? Who won what?
The same way we've settled all of these. When it's all said and done, Bud loses and he owes us lunch, which he's never paid yet. Quickly, we've got the Cactus Bowl in Phoenix, West Virginia versus Arizona State.
Arizona State, I'll take right off the go.
Same here.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. We've got two more games. The Liberty Bowl, K-State versus Arkansas. Bielema versus
I'll take it for
Bill
Arkansas.
Snyder.
I'm
I'll
gonna
take
take
Arkansas.
Arkansas
I'm-
just because of him.
I'm taking Bill Snyder, K-State.
He's a good
We'll
guy.
see.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally, the Tax Slayer Bowl.
That's the worst bowl I've ever.
January 2nd in Jacksonville, Florida. Penn State versus Georgia.
I'll take Georgia.
Me too.
Same here.
No, I may take Penn State on that.
I thought they
Georgia
looked
hasn't
like
had a
crap
good-
in their last game.
They
Yes.
fired his coach too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he'd been there,
Yeah.
I think Georgia
Mark
wins.
Ricks, what is
Yeah.
it? 15 years?
Gentlemen, we've got just a couple minutes. Favorite memory of sports opinion? Bob Boyd.
Oh, gee, there's been a lot of favorite memories. I really enjoyed our special guests that we had, a lot of the coaches over the years, George Wine and Phil Hattie and,
Murphy.
The City High football coach, Larry.
Yeah.
Earl Murphy.
Larry after he
Earl
retired.
Murphy. Earl Murphy.
Earl Murphy, Joe Murphy behind the camera,
Bud Super.
Earl the Pearl. I mean, where
Favorite-
does it stop?
Favorite memory from sports opinion?
Well, because I'm a strong Regina fan for 6 years, having the coach and those young players here.
That's one of my favorites.
That's true, I would agree.
Yeah.
They
By the
all
way-
spoke like they were very educated kids.
Gentlemen, I want you to know that earlier this week, I got a card in the mail from Marv Cook thanking me for having his football players on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And then he had some kind words to say about my son. Said
Good.
he's in line to be the next leader at Regina.
That's nice.
And Marv didn't have to do that.
No.
And it was a nice card with a couple of pictures of the Regina football team in action this past season. Marv, thanks a lot.
Well, the school must have announced it or something, because when I went to one of the basketball games, everyone come up and said, thanks for having our kid
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
TV, so they appreciated having it too.
Another favorite memory, though, that we can't forget is Murph's old bosom buddy Al Grady, who did a wonderful job
Yeah.
for the Press Citizen for years and retired, and you've done a wonderful job, Dirk, as MC
Thanks.
when Al got unhealthy and passed away, and he did a wonderful job, didn't he, Murph? And you two
Yeah.
guys started this show.
Earl, favorite memory?
Well, I can't think of, I think I,
Let me jump in and you think about it for a second.
Yeah, but
One of my favorite Earl memories is when you kicked Dwayne off the show.
Oh, Dwayne Thomas, right?
He badmouthed Hayden Fry.
That's right.
You told him you didn't like it,
yeah.
and you said, what did you say?
I said, he said, I'm leaving. And I said, you get going.
Get out of here now.
And
By
he-
golly, he unclipped his
took-
microphone,
He took
set
all
it
his
down.
papers he had, away he walked.
This is
Murph,
not a
I
show
was
to
watching
badmouth
that
Earl.
show at home on TV, and I thought, did this just happen?
I was
Murphy
doing the
just
same
kicked him
thing.
off the show.
I was doing the same thing, and that's one of my
Oh, that
favorite Earl moments.
Oh,
on
yeah, I
here.
agree. That was, any had it coming.
Earl, if it weren't for you, we would have never got most of the guests on this
That's right.
program.
I
That's
know
true.
that.
We had Dr. Tom Davis on
Oh,
here,
he
and it was
was
one of
great.
the most memorable programs.
Oh.
He was so open with
Yeah.
his feelings, his thoughts, his memories.
I think somebody asked him, he got fired, what did you think? And he answered it.
Yeah, he
He,
didn't back off anything.
No. Tom
Yeah.
Davis had a way of making you feel like you were a part of his life. And that's special. Having Lisa Bluter on the show
Yes.
is another one.
Yeah.
And Earl, I
was
owe it all to
all-time
you.
leading coach now.
That's right. We all, the viewers, Bud and Bob and I, we owe it all to you. You put a lot of time into your following of Hawkeye sports. I learned a lot of that from you at an early age. When I first started work here in Iowa City back in '82, I called on Bremers as one of my accounts at KRNA Radio, and I'd walk in there and I'd see all this Hawkeye stuff, and I envied what you had. I paid attention. I listened to you. I worked with your son Joe, of course, and so
nobody works with Joe.
But one of the first places to have all that Hawkeye stuff was Murph at
yeah.
Brewers.
I also
The black-
worked with Pete Vanderhoff at Iowa Book and Supply,
True,
and
yeah.
so between the two of you,
Yeah.
I could sit down and conduct some business and talk a lot of Hawks, and that's where it began for me after school. But I really appreciate everything you've done. We're out of time, guys. We're out of time for Sports Opinion today. We're out of time moving forward. We'll come back with some special editions, but I also want to speak on behalf of everybody here and let you know, the viewers, that we appreciate all your comments over the years. We appreciate the recognition you've given us for the things we've said. I even appreciate the phone calls that I get at night and say, hey, you made a mistake on this score or that fact. You're all a part of our lives through this effort with Sports Opinion.
Well, and then all
It's
the
been a
people
lot
who
of
told me
fun.
to call at 2:00. in the
You
morning,
betcha.
I got all-
On behalf, I hate to end it here, but we have to, we're out of time. On behalf of Bob Boyd, Bud Supple, and Earl Murphy, I'm Dirk Keller, thanking you for tuning in to Sports Opinion all these years. We're going to stay on at 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights through the end of the year, and on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. On behalf of all these guys, remember this: either you're a Hawk or you're not. Go Hawks and beat the Stanford Cardinal. Right, Bob?
Amen, and thank you, Earl Murphy.
Thanks.
Thanks, folks.
Yep.
That was hard to close out.